A good CRM can make a company thrive, but not everybody sets up a good CRM. Hello, I'm David Spark, and welcome to the Corporate Video Critics, media tips for communications professionals. I am at Dreamforce. It is the big, mega Salesforce conference, the CRM program, or Customer Relationship Management program, that people use to connect with customers. And if you set it up right, and you get the right data in, it can be very powerful. But if you set it up wrong, boy, can it cause problems. So I asked attendees, how do you fail at CRM?
One, especially with the cloud, you don't need to fail. What I will say is, if you think you're going to over-engineer it and you want a 12-month project that boils the ocean, you will fail because you're not taking a fail-fast approach to your business, right? What companies are going to do, if they're smart, is roll out a campaign, roll out a business line. It's a migration path.
We had a lot of people intervening on the same project, and this is not good. It's like when you cook. If you have too many chefs, well, the sauce is not going to be good. And it happens in the IT also. If you have many integrators, different people that to talk to, different level of agreements and different visions, that's not going to happen. You need a single person that will manage and lead the whole project. You need a very good view of what you are expecting and what is the goals that you want to have at the end of the day. And once that is fixed, you can go through a smooth project and have the efficient people around you.
They rely on the fictional account of the sales cycle that the sales guys are putting in. You know, some of the stuff in our opportunity records that they put in could be a bestseller at Barnes & Noble. What you really need to do is capture the actual data of what happened. It's all very well a sales guy saying, hey, I put a quote out there for $100. That's useless. What did the quote go for? How many iterations have you had? What was the discount? That's way more interesting. So if you start automating the tools that the sales guys use, feed that into CRM, you're going to have a much richer set of data and you're going to get much better answers.
I think people try to find one vendor that does all versus trying to figure out the best of breed solutions. And that's why you really need a solution that really acts as a platform where you can actually plug in different solutions that are best of breed, that take care of your unique environment and situation, rather than trying to find one vendor that's going to give you everything in a package solution.
One of the most common problems I've seen when people implement a CRM system is to think that the software is going to do the job for you. And that, of course, is not true at all. So regardless of the tools that you're using, whether it's an old-fashioned Rolodex or a fancy schmancy Web 3.0 CRM, you still have to go through the process of sales. You got to pick up the phone, you got to write that email, and no fancy software is going to do that for you.
I think one of the things folks fail at CRM is they sometimes forget it's got to be about the end user. You know, we often are worried about reports for managers, reports for senior level, dashboard reporting, you know, the big data. It's really got to focus on the end user experience, making it very intuitive and easy for them to use. And we like to think at TACT we've done that.
I think most companies fail with CRM for two reasons. The first one, and probably the most important one, is that they don't solve their own data problems first. So in other words, they end up with lots of data scattered across a bunch of systems. Then they try to do something to create a better customer experience. And whatever you do, and you don't have the customer data underneath it to back all that up, nothing is going to work correctly. So the data is the number one thing you've got to deal with when you're talking about a CRM system.
Why do CRM implementations fail?
Planning. I think planning is the number one thing. You can't just stand up a platform and say, oh great, we're going to use it. You have to align your platform to how you do business, and as long as it's aligned to how you do business, that's the number one first step. But also for your users, you have to explain the impact for them. If they don't understand the value that it's going to bring to their day, it's never going to work because they're never going to use it. So first plan it out, make sure you know what you want to happen, and then explain to your end users why you're doing this. That's what's going to drive results. That's how you're actually going to get adoption as opposed to failure.
If you don't think about how to get great adoption, how you can get your employees who are using the CRM tool or your customers who are using your commerce tool to really interact with it and interface with it and adopt it and make it part of their everyday life. So it's really about change management as well. It's not just a technology implementation, it's a whole company sort of change of way of doing business.
There's unfortunately lots of ways to fail with CRM. I think getting good user adoption is always key. But I think the one thing I always come back to is the data, and having good data, reliable data, consistent data in your CRM system that you can effectively make use of. If you're looking at CRM as a place to just house information about clients and hope it's going to work, it's not just a glorified address book. To be successful with CRM, you need the right information about the right accounts so that both your marketing and sales teams can engage people in the right ways with the right content at the right time. So it's all about having good, smart, clean data and making use of it in effective ways and not just using it as a glorified address book.
The only thing I can add to that is heed their advice and don't screw up your CRM. If you found this valuable, well, why not subscribe to the Corporate Video Critics? As you can see, we've got more videos, lots more videos. And if you found this useful, and you're one of these people who likes to share useful content, why not share this video? Thank you so much for watching, and get ready for it. It's time for my incredibly clever sign off.